Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay, and we'll begin with al-Muqaddimat. So the introduction. التعريف النحو موضوعه وثمرته ونسبته واضعه حكم الشارع فيه. Okay, so the definition of nahu, its subject, the benefit of it, its relation to the other sciences, the founder, and its legal judgment, hukm al-sharia. Okay, so where it falls in, what it's, if it has one of the five legal classifications. And if I go too fast, let me know. There's a message. Sorry, I don't use Zoom too much. Or sorry, I don't use Google Hangouts too much. Did someone just send a message? Okay. All right. Let me see real quick. Okay, you don't hear anything. Olivier, so try, it might be something wrong, because I think the other brother here can hear me. It might be something wrong with your settings. Well, you can't hear me. Check F1. Okay, I guess while he figures that out. All right, and I'm recording this as well, so I'll also post this and edit it so there's not a bunch of stuff. Okay, now you can hear. Okay, alhamdulillah. All right, so at-tarifu nahu. Okay, the definition of nahu, mawdu'uhu, its topic, its subject matter, thamaratuhu, its benefit, nisbatuhu, its connection or relation to the other sciences, wadi'uhu, its founder, and hukm shari'u fihi. So, and the hukm shari'i fihi, the legal, you could say its judgment, its legal judgment. Okay, what its legal judgment is. So, the definition, at-ta'rifu. كلمة النحو تطلق في اللغة العربية على عادة معان. Okay, so the definition, كلمة نحو. So the word of nahu. So the word nahu, it literally releases, but nahu is a word that is in the Arabic language, and it has several meanings. منها جهة تقول ذهبت نحو فلان. Okay, so, and one of these meanings is, you could say, like the side of someone. So you say تقول ذهبت نحو فلان. So I am going to the side of fulan, of this person. Like I'm walking on the side of this person. مثلا, example of that. جهته. So aside. ومنها الشبه والمثل. Okay. And another one of its meanings is similarity, or like an example. So that nahu can also mean it is similar to this, and we actually see that in this text a lot. Okay, taqulu Muhammadun nahu Ali. So Muhammad is like Ali. Okay, shibhuhu wa mithluhu, as in that which, as in he is similar to him, he is like him. Okay. تطلق كلمات النحو في اصطلاح العلماء على العلم بقواعد التي يعرف بها أحكام أواخر الكلمات العربية في حال تركيبها. Okay, so the word nahu, and you could say it's applied to istolah. Okay, istolah is a technical term, a technical usage. So in every science there are technical terms, right? A word that you would normally say means something different in a particular science, and this is well known, right? So in the technical terminology of the scholars is, okay, ilm biqawaidi allati yurafu biha ahkamu. Okay, so the knowledge, right, of the rules that what the rulings of the أواخر الكلمات العربية, the rulings of the ends of Arabic words in في حال تركيبها, okay, in the arrangement of their states, or in the structure, okay, in the states of their structure. Okay, what does that mean? Basically, you'll know the rules for why Arabic words change the ends, their endings change dependent on their place in the sentence. Okay, so the hali tarkibiha is kind of like their syntactical placement, where they are in the syntax of a sentence, in the place of a sentence. من الإعراب, okay, والبناء وما يتبع ذلك, okay, from إعراب, which is inflection, all right, and بناء مبني, which is fixed, as in, so إعراب, those are the words that their ends change. وبناء, those are fixed words that their ends don't change, but they still are they still have functions in a sentence, and their signs may not be apparent, as in you won't be able to see them, but they're often hidden, and we'll look at that. Okay, yes, and what follows that, as in things similar to that. So, okay, and we'll go through the Muqaddima because it's not the most important thing, and then we'll get to later on into the text. Okay, الموضوع علم النحو الكلمة العربية من جهة البحوث عن أحوالها المذكورة. So it's subject matter, and the subject of the science of grammar are Arabic words from the perspective min jihati, of the perspective of researching or looking into their mentioned states, okay, and this is like the states in the sentence, etc. Okay, thamaratu, right? It's benefit, like what's the point of learning the science? Thamaratu wa thamaratu ta'allamu ilm nahu. So the benefit of learning the science of grammar. Siyanatul lisani عن الخطأ في الكلام العربي. So it is the repairing, siyanatu, of the tongue, right? From, or preventing you from making khata, right? Mistakes in the Arabic language. Now it's one thing to know the rules of Arabic grammar, and it's another thing to not have mistakes on your tongue, which as you study the language more and more, you'll see, I constantly make mistakes. It just takes a while, right? We weren't born Arab. Okay. وفهم القرآن الكريم والحديث النبوي فهما صحيحا. Okay, and the understanding of the Quran, of the um, you know, Kareem is like it's usually one who gives a lot, bountiful, of the bountiful Quran and the hadiths of the Prophet. And what kind of understanding? Fahman sahihan, like a sound understanding that is correct. Okay, because if you don't know Arabic, uh, you know you can't really understand the Quran or the Hadith, because it was revealed and the Prophet ﷺ spoke in the Arabic language. And a lot of people forget that one of the sunnahs of the Prophet ﷺ is to speak with perfect grammar. Okay, right? Because that's where we'll see all the dalils for Arabic come from the Quran or the Hadith or Arabic poetry. So those are the three main sources. اللذان هما أصل الشريعة الإسلامية وعليهما مدارها. Okay, so yes. So these two those are the two that are the origins, or they are the origins of Islamic sacred law, and on the both of them is how do you translate that? Yes, and so madaruha is, it can be like a pivot or an axis, as in they both turn on this. They both revolve around around the Islamic law, Islamic sacred law, right? Okay. ونسبته وهو من العلوم العربية. Okay, its relation to the other sciences, it is from the sciences of Arabic. And these what we're doing now are the 10 mabadi. Every science begins with these. You'll see in pretty much every single book that you begin, they'll have something like this. If not in the matan, it's in the sharh. وضعه. Okay, والمشهور أن let's see, is that نعم أن أول واضع لعلم النحو هو أبو الأسود الدولي بأمر أمير المؤمنين Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. Okay, so, and the founder is the well-known, the one that أول first, the one who is the founder of the science of grammar. He is Abu Aswad ad-Dawali, and he did this by the command of the Amir of the believers, the leader of the believers, Ali ibn Abi Talib, right? Okay. وحكم الشارع فيه. Okay. excuse me. وتعلمه فرض. Okay. من الفروض الكفاية. So تعلمه, excuse me, تعلمه فرض من فروض الكفاية. Okay, so, and the learning of it is necessary from the furud. So learning it is necessary from amongst the kifaya, you could say, is like the general. There are things that everyone must know. Those are fard ayn. You must know how to pray, make wudu, fast, etc., etc. Then there are things that are incumbent upon the community. These are the furud kifayati. So fard ayn, if you don't know it, you're sinning. The fard kifaya, if someone in the community doesn't know it, then the entire community is sinning. So one person must know it. So Arabic is one of those things. You can have communities where as long as one person knows Arabic, then the Muslim community there in that particular region is not sinning because it's necessary in order to understand the Quran, the Hadith, Islamic law, etc., etc. Okay, وربما تعين تعلمه على واحد فصار فرض عين عليه. Okay, and perhaps it تعين the learning of it becomes almost incumbent, right? It becomes incumbent on one who is particularly gifted, fasara, farda aynin alayhi. So for someone who is intelligent, say example, someone who's very intelligent and he's in the Muslim community and it's a Ajami community, it's one that does not speak Arabic regularly, or even one that does speak Arabic, because the Arabs don't speak Arabic Fusha very much anymore. It can become incumbent upon that person to learn Arabic because he has the ability to do so and there's a need for it in the community, then it might become incumbent upon him. So like particularly gifted kids or something like that. Okay, so now let's get to the meat. قال المصنف وهو أبو عبد الله بن محمد بن داود الصنهاجي المعروف بابن الأجروم. Okay. المولود في سنة 672. Okay, والمتوفى في سنة عفوا 720 723 من حجة النبوي رحمه الله تعالى. Okay, and that's just the name of the author and when he was born and died. So let's skip that since time, I mean, yeah, it's just his name and when he was born and died. Okay, so now let's get to the text. قال الكلام هو اللفظ مراكب المفيد بالواضع. Okay, أقول لللفظ الكلام معنيان أحدهما لغوي وأثاني نحوي. Okay, so I say, right, this is the author, the person doing the commentary. I say that the utterance, al-lafzi, lil-lafzi, that for the utterance, okay, right? Why is lafzi? Why is it lafzi, right? It has a harf jar, li, okay, before it. So it takes a kasra, right? Lil-lafzi kalam, okay, kalami, for the utterance of kalami, right? Kalami, why? Idafa, right? If you have any questions about Arabic on these parts, feel free to ask. Maniyani, it has two meanings. One of them is lughawi, so linguistic. Wathani and nahwi, grammatical, right? These are, why is it grammatical and linguistic rather than linguists or grammarians? It's because they both have a nisba, right? So they're adjectives, okay? And they're describing, right? Kalaam, right? أما الكلام اللغوي, okay? فهو عبارة عما تحصل بسببه فائدة, okay? And as for, right? As for linguistic kalam, linguistic speech, okay? It is an expression, right? And you could say that, تحصل بسببه, okay, so, right? So, تحصل بسببه, okay, فائدة, 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 okay, فائ It is an expression that from it attains, from the cause of it, you attain a fa'ida, a benefit. So as in, you hear an expression and there is a benefit that you receive from it. And we'll talk about what it means for it to be beneficial. That comes later on. But basically, that it makes sense. That would be a good preliminary way of looking at it. سواء أكان لفظا أم لم يكون كالخط والكتابة والإشارة. Okay. Whether سواء. Okay, أكان. So a lot of people might get confused with this. Why is it أكان? This question particle, when you have سواء, سواء means whether. Okay, this is you create a structure with this, a grammatical structure. سواء, then you take the question particle that sets off the first phrase, and the first phrase is كان لفظا, whether it was an utterance, right? Or this sets off the second part of the grammatical construction. لم يكن كالخط والكتاب, right? Whether it was an utterance or if it was not an utterance, right? So if it's an utterance or not. And what are the examples of those things that are not utterances? كالخط, okay, right? Like a mark, right? Khat can also be writing, but the next one that he gives, well kitabati, right? That's writing, right? Or writing. So khat can be like a mark. You indicate with something. You write something on sand or something. Well kitabati, writing. Well ishara, right? Pointing. Okay, ishara is pointing. Okay. Right, and so lam yakun, right? There's a sukoon on the noon here because you have a particle, adawat jazm, right? It causes this verb to be majzoom, and we will learn, if you haven't already, you'll learn what that means and why this has a sukoon. But for right now, just know that lam causes this verb to have a sukoon on the end of it. Okay. وأما الكلام النحوي فلا بد من أن يجتمع أن يجتمع فيه أربعة أمور. Okay. So, and as for the for grammatical speech, right? We have a ism and a sifa. As for grammatical speech, ism and a sifa, right? They agree in their number. They're both singular, right? They agree in their state, their case, rather. They both have dhammas. They're both marfu'a, right? And also, right, in their definiteness. Are they indefinite or definite? Is it the or a thing, right? Well, this is the speech, right? And its adjective matches it, right? So they agree in those three things: case, number, and definiteness. So la buddha is a phrase that means necessary, okay? So it is necessary from, and you can say yajtami. So it's yajtami'a. There's a fatha on the ayn because n comes before the verb. When you have n, and that's with the shadda on the noon, when you have n coming before a verb, right? And we know that this is a verb. Why? Because it begins one with this ya. And honestly, when verbs, the best signs is it fits the patterns of a verb, right? As in yajtami'a, tajtami'u, najtami'u, etc., etc. We'll know through practice that those are verbs. That's the easiest way to recognize them, to be honest. Well, en yajtami'a has a fatha on the end. It's in the case of mansub because n comes before it. Okay? So it is necessary that grammatical speech, you could say, is collected or it's grouped together in itself by four in four matters. Okay, al-awalu. Okay, نعم نعم الأول أن يكون لفظا والثاني okay أن يكون مركبا. Okay, so it is that it is necessary that it be composed of these four trying to think of a good translation of umur here. You could say because really what we're talking about are the four conditions that make something grammatical speech, right? And the first, al-awalu, is that en yakuna, right? Because we have en yakuna lafdan, that is an utterance, that it's spoken, right? That there is, and he'll actually define that. En yakuna lafdan, so we'll wait till we get there. Wathani, en yakuna murakaban, that it is the first is that it is utterance. The second is that it is compound, and we'll look at what that means. وَثَلَاثَةُ أَنْ يَكُونَ, right? مُفِيدًا, it is that it is beneficial. وَرَابِعُ أَنْ يَكُونَ مَوْضُوعًا بِالْوَاضِ الْعَرَبِي. Okay, so that is beneficial, and the fourth is that it is a how do you translate that? Really, it is a convention from the conventions of the of Arabic. Okay, and we'll look at what exactly a convention is as we go through this, inshallah. So is there any questions at this time? Anyone have any questions about what we've gone over so far? Okay. All right. وَمَعْنَى كَوْنُهُ لَفْظًا. Okay, so the meaning, معنى, right? This is an important word. Of it, كَوْنُهُ, being, كَوْنُهُ لَفْظًا. Okay, the meaning of it being an utterance. What does an utterance mean? أن يكون صوتا مشتملا. Okay, so that it is so the meaning of what it means to be an utterance is that it is a sound, not just any sound, a sound, a comprised sound. And what is it comprised of? What makes up the sound? It is على بعض الحروف الهجائية. Okay, it is comprised, basically. It is a comprised sound. And what is it comprised by? Some of the letters of the alphabet. Okay, what alphabet? التي تبدأ بالألف وتنتهي بالياء. Okay, the alphabet that begins with an alif and that ends with the ya. What alphabet is that? It's the Arabic alphabet, right? We're not doing Persian or anything like that. Though it might actually be the same in Persian. Okay, anyway. وَمِثَالُهُ أَحْمَدُ. Okay, and you'll know later on why it's Ahmadu. Okay. وَيَكْتُبُ. Right? Okay, and so examples of it are Ahmed, right? وَيَكْتُبُ, right? He is writing. وَسَعِيدٌ. And Sa'id could be a name, but it's also meaning happy. Okay, فَإِنَّ. Okay, why is it inna and not in? Right? It's inna because what comes after it is a noun, right? So وَإِنَّ كُلَّ وَاحِدَةٍ. Okay, من هذه الكلمات الثلاث عند النطق بها تكون صوتا مشتملا على أربعة أحرف هجائية. Okay, so indeed everyone, okay, so وَإِنَّ كُلَّ وَاحِدَةٍ. So inna, Okay, it's ism. If you haven't done this, you will, inshallah. Inna kulla. It's kulla with a fatha because it comes after inna. Okay, one, every one, right? It's a, why is there a kasratain? Because this kulla wahidatin is a idafa. So indeed, every one of them is, everyone is from these three words. Sorry, my apologies. Indeed, every one of these three words, what three words? Ahmed, yaktubu, Saeed, and okay, has a nukt, Andy, nutqi. Okay, nutqi is, I'm translating it here as pronunciation. So it has a nutqi. It has a pronunciation with it, and it has a pronunciation, and with it is a sotan mushtamilan. So as in with this, with these, excuse me, the ha, right, is feminine. So what does it refer to? Well, it can't, if it were who, it could refer to nuqt, right? But it's a ha, so it refers to something that's feminine. Well, what do we have preceding it that's feminine? Well, we have kalimat, kalimatu thalatha, right? Kalimat thalatha. When you have a non-human plural, okay? When you have a non-human plural, as in any object, any plurality of it, more than two, it's referred to with a ha. Okay, so these three words are sounds comprised on four letters of the alphabet. Okay, right. Okay, on four letters of the alphabet. Okay, what does he mean by four? On four, that all of them are composed of, are of a composed sound on four letters of the alphabet. Well, if you look at Ahmed, Yaktub, and Saeed, they all have four letters. Okay. Right. Okay. Hope that's clear, inshallah. Oh, and one more thing. من هذه الكلمات كلمات الثلاث. Why is kalimati majrur? Why does it have a kasra, right? Basically, there's a simple rule. When you have min, right, and or a harf jar, and then you have ism ishara like hada, okay, or hadihi, right? Here's hadihi. Basically, you kind of ignore it, and you act as if this min is affecting kalimati, right? So it's min. It's almost like it's saying min kalimati, right? Okay, min hadhihi kalimati, all right. And yeah, that's an easy way to remember it. But you'll learn exactly the grammar reasons for it later on. I hope I'm not giving you guys too much info. I'm just, little extra things that you probably already know, but it's just good reminders. فالإشارة مثلا لا تسمى كلاما عند النحويين. Okay. And pointing. And as for pointing, or for the example of, and as for pointing, it does not, sorry, one sec. All right, okay. It does not name speech according to the Nahwiyin, right? Anda here is according to the Nahwiyin, according to the grammarians, okay? لعدم لعدم كونها, the absence, because, this is a lam tahlil, I believe, so the lam that explains, like it's a harf jar, a lam, and it's explaining why. Well, why is it not called speech according to the grammarians? Because because of the absence of the existence of it, كونها صوتا مشتملا على بعض الحروف, because pointing, when I point to something, that does not have, right, pointing is not composed of a comprised sound that is comprised of, you know, some of the letters of the alphabet. Okay, and if we remember, right, that if we look here, okay, what is nahu, right? It's on these four matters. And if it doesn't have one of these, kalam and nahwi, if it doesn't have one of these, it's not kalam and nahwi. Okay, so what doesn't ishara have? Well, it doesn't have that that it is composed of lafdhan, right? It's not a lafd, it's not an utterance. And what does a lafd mean? What does he just explain in this paragraph? Well, it's that it's composed, right? It has a sound that is composed of the letters of the Arabic alphabet, and it doesn't have that. So that's why pointing cannot be grammatical speech. وَإِن كَانَتْ, okay, right? Kanat is a verb, so this is in. وَإِن, in instead of inna, right? Inna, you have an ism after it. In, you have a fi'l after it, a verb. وَإِن كَانَتْ تُسَمَّى عند اللغويين كلاما. And if, and according to the linguists, they would call this kalaman. That means they would call ishara kalam because it indicates, right, what it indicates a meaning, right? And a benefit, right? Because here's the explanation. لحصول حصول الفائدة إضافة لحصول الفائدة بها, because of the attainment of a benefit with it. As in, when you point to someone and you're saying, like, you know, you're walking with someone, I need some water. Where's the water fountain? And you just point, right? You're saying the water fountain is over there where I'm pointing. There's a benefit that is reached by the person who you're pointing for. Okay. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Is there any questions before we go on to the next paragraph about anything, i'rab of any of the words or what have you? Okay. Feels weird. No one's responding. It's like I feel like I'm talking to myself. But okay.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm just all right. Okay. Well, I hope it's clear. Inshallah. ومعنى كونه مركبا. Okay. So what is the meaning of it? Kaun, right? Being of it being كونه مركبا, compounded, right? Okay. أن يكون مؤلفا من كلمتين أو أكثر. Okay. So that أن يكون and before a verb, أن يكون, that it is مؤلفا is composed here, right? It can mean formed, etc., etc. So what does it mean for speech to be murakkab? Is that it is formed min, from, or of here. It is formed of kalimataini, right? Two, okay, right? Two words, kalimataini. Why is it taini? Right? It's a dual, and it's in the state of majrur, bi. Why? Right? From the harf jar min. So min kalimataini. Okay, and from, and it is composed of two words or akthara, or more than, right? No. Okay. Nahu. Muhammadun musafirun. Okay. So here are examples of compounded speech, as in it has more than two words or more. Okay. Muhammadun musafirun. right? Two words. Muhammad, he is a traveler. Okay, Muhammad is a traveler. وعلم نافع. Okay, so all right, so knowledge is beneficial. Okay, so in these two examples, like what do we have going on, right? We have, let's look at the second one first. It's more, it's a little, like it's usual. So ilmu, we have an alif lam, right? Knowledge, right? We usually, a mubtada, right? The subject begins with, has an alif lam, and it's marfu'a, right? This is the simplest jumla ismiya, a nominal sentence, a sentence that begins with the noun, right? Ilmu, okay? Al-ilmu, okay? Knowledge, okay? Nafi'un. So the khabar or the predicate is nafi'un, right? It has a dammatain, right? Because it's indefinite, doesn't have an alif lam. And that is a simple construct for a jumla ismiya. You have a mubtada, which is definite, has an alif lam, and then khabar, which is indefinite. Well, let's look at Muhammadun musafirun. Muhammadun appears to be indefinite, but we know Muhammad is a name, right? So it has special rules in grammar, and even though it has a dammatain, it is still definite, okay? And you'll learn that over time, the rules for that, okay? And yeah. So yeah, okay. Anyway, so I just wanted to point that out. ويبلغ المجتهد المجد. مجتهد المجد. Okay, so يبلغ, like, okay, this word balagha, right? Arabic rhetoric. That's the name of Arabic rhetoric is balagha. Yablughu means to reach, right? When you've reached the heights of language, you're speaking eloquently with rhetoric. Inshallah, we'll all get there with Arabic. Yablughu, to reach, right? Mujtahidu. So you could say here, like, mujtahidu can either be diligence, right? Okay, so you could say that diligence reaches, right? Okay, why is that? Mujtahidu. It is marfu'a. So it's the fa'il, the doer of the verb, right? So what is reaching? Well, it's diligence. Diligence reaches. What does it reach? Majda. Okay, what is majda? Right? You can translate it as distinction. So diligence reaches distinction. As in, if you struggle, right? If you if you really struggle with something, you can you might be awarded with distinction, or the scholars, right, are distinguished amongst the people. Why? Because they possess knowledge. So we look up to them and we value them, and we treat them well, and we give them a certain amount of deference, because the scholars are the inheritors of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of the prophets. So we treat them very well, right? Okay, so you can translate it like that. That's one of the ways. وَلِكُلِّ مُجْتَهِدٍ نَصِيبٌ. Okay, and for every mujtahidin nasibun. And so mujtahid can also be can also be the person who makes independent jurisprudent who does independent juristic reasoning. Sorry. So basically, he comes up with laws in particular cases, right? So this one I'm translating as mujtahidun, as the one who's doing independent reasoning. And for every mujtahid, right, is is nasibun. It could, now here, how I was looking at this sentence, it might be translated another way. For every mujtahidin is a share, right? A share. There's a hadith about that from the Prophet ﷺ, I don't remember the exact wording, but it's that the judge, right, who makes a judgment, if he gets it right, right, if his judgment is correct, he receives 2 rewards. But if he gets it wrong, he still receives 1 reward. So that's one of the ways to translate it here. Or you could say likulli mujtahidin is like fate. Nasibun can also be fate or luck. So for every mujtahid, there's luck. Right? For every mujtahid is fated or something like that. And then for this sentence, if you want to translate mujtahidu as a person that is a mujtahid, you can change the translation. But that's how I thought of it as I was doing this. وَعِلْمُ خَيْرُ مَا تَسْعَى إِلَيْهِ. Okay? And knowledge. So the good, okay, knowledge is the best of what you strive to. So like well, of all the things that you do in life and that you strive to do, that you aim at, knowledge is the best of those. Why? Because of the rewards that come from it, knowledge of the religion, etc., etc. That's beneficial, benefits other people, benefits yourself, right? If you don't know the ahkam, the things that you need to know, don't know your fard ayn, then you're living in a state of sin. So that's why knowledge would be the best, right? The best thing for you. Okay. فكل عبارة من هذه العبارات تسمى كلاما. Right? So all of these sentences were examples of murakkab, right? Compounded speech, okay? Compoundedness, right? And so every one of these, right? Every phrase from these phrases, right? Ibara is like a phrase. It can also be an analogy and different things depending on the context. But here it's like a phrase, right? These little sentences that we have from these phrases is called kalam. It's called speech. وكل عبارة منها مؤلفة. Excuse me. Okay, and min kalimataini أو أكثر. Okay, so and every speech from minha, right, is actually going back to ibarat, right? Is going back to the ha, right? It represents a non-human plural. Okay, so and what are these non-human plurals? What's the most recent one? Usually pronouns are referring to the most recent one. It's these phrases. Okay, every phrase from these phrases, right, is composed or formed from 2 words or more. Right, every one of the sentences that we just went over has either 2 words or more. فالكلمات الواحدة لا تسمى كلاما عند نحاية إلا إذا انضم غيرها إليها. Okay, so and one word does not is not called speech. Excuse me. So one word, right? We have a sifa, ism, right? One word is not called speech. And according to nuhaya, excuse me, nuhati, and nuhati. That's another word for the grammarians. Okay. إلا إذا انضم غيرها إليها. Okay, sorry. Except, right, when, and dhamma you can translate as joins. except when other than it is joined to it. Okay, what does that mean? Well, he's going to explain it. Okay, سواء أكان اندمام excuse me اندمام tough word on the tongue انضمام غيرها إليها حقيقة كالأمثالة السابقة okay أم تقديرا okay and we'll go on from there. Okay, so except so one word cannot be called speech according to the grammarians unless there is joined to it something other than it, right? Okay, what does he mean by that? Whether, and we have this construction again, sawa'un, a question particle, and then if we should have the m somewhere, right? Yep, here it is here, m. Okay, so here's the first thing that whether it were whether the joining of other than it to it is real or haqiqatan. Here it's like apparent and real, like the previous examples, right? Or taqdiran, okay? And so taqdiran is like you could say like hidden or implied. كما إذا قال لك قائل من أخوك. Okay, so now he's going to explain what does m taqdiran. So we have, so in the previous examples, the thing that is attached to one word, right? حقيقة, right? We'll go up to an example real quick. So al-ilmu nafi'un. Well, there's something attached to ilmu, right? One word by itself cannot be kalam. Al-ilmu has another word attached to it, right? Or joined to it, rather, not attached, but joined to it, and that's nafi'un, right? It's joined together syntactically in the sentence, okay? So knowledge is, right, beneficial. Okay, that's haqiqa, right? It's there, it's present. Nafi'un is present. It's not hidden, okay? Well, now we're going to look at what happens if it's hidden. Men akhuka. So it's like this in this example. So we're looking at taqdiran when it's hidden. Men akhuka. Who is your brother? Fataqulu. And you say, right? Muhammadun. Right? That's your response. Okay? The question is Muhammadun kalam? Because it's just one word. And we said that you can't, one word cannot be kalam. Okay, but it can actually, if there's taqdiran, if there is something attached to it, that's taqdir, right? Implied or hidden. So when someone says, men akhuka, who is your brother? And you say, Muhammad, what are you implying? Right? You're implying Muhammad is my brother, right? So, فهذه الكلمات تعتبر كلاما. Okay, so this word, right, and is regarded, تعتبر, is regarded as speech. Why? لأن تقدير, okay, تقدير, because it is an implied, because what is implied basically, Muhammadun akhi, Muhammad is my brother. So when someone says men akhuka, who is your brother, and you say Muhammadun, right, you're implying Muhammadun is right, is my brother. Muhammad is my brother. فهي في تقدير عبارة هي في تقدير نعم أوكي وهي في تقدير عبارة مؤلفة من ثلاث كلمات. Okay, and it is, in you can say implication, right? The phrase is, formed from three words. Okay, so this phrase Muhammad, what does he mean by that? Well, my translation doesn't sound too great anyway. So, okay, and you could say, and in its and in what's implied by this conjoined or formed phrase is three words. Okay, what does he mean by that? Well, Muhammadun. There's implied in that a total of three words. Muhammad is one. The other two is akh, and then the ya, which indicates me, right? Akh is just brother, but the ya indicates me, my brother. Okay. All right. Any questions about that at all? Okay. Okay. And just to pause. So, how long did everyone intend on staying? Because I can go to about, 7. Well, we can at least finish this chapter, and we'll have. I think that'd be good. That might be good, so that we don't begin the types of kalam. Does that sound good to everyone? Or does someone have to go now? Let me know, inshallah.
Whatever you want to do is fine with me.
Okay, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, and I'll try to. I have a pretty busy schedule because of my other classes and whatnot that I'm taking here, but I'll try to come up with another time during the week to do like another hour or so of just going over this. And I'll let you all know, inshallah.
Sure.
But for right now, it's Sunday. But I'll let you know this week if I can find another time. And I should Thursday might actually be a good time. But I'll send a message and see if it's if it's possible. Okay. So let's keep going and see if we can Okay. وَمَعْنُ قَوْلُهُ مُفِيدًا. Okay, and the meaning of it being mufid. Okay, of it being beneficial. أن يحسن سكوت المتكلم عليه. Okay, so so that okay, the meaning of it being beneficial or bringing benefit is that it is fitting that the silence of speaking is proper to it. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, that the silence of the speaker, excuse me, mutakallim, the silence of the speaker, right, is proper or fitting to it. And he'll explain what that means exactly. Okay, bihaythu, whereby, okay, لا يبقي السماع منتظرا لشيء آخر. Okay, آخرا. So whereby, so when you have someone say something, right, and they stop speaking, so the silence of the speaker, right, is yahsunu, is fitting, proper, whereby the listener does not remain waiting for another thing. Okay, so when I say something or someone says something, and the listener, right, like if I say, I went to the store. Yes, I went to the store, right, yesterday. You're not waiting for anything after that. It makes sense. That's all I had to say. But if I said, I went, right, you're waiting for me to finish it, right? And so my silence is not proper, it's not fitting, as in it doesn't express a complete meaning, and he'll go over this. فلو قلت, and if you say, إذا حضر الأستاذ, when Ustad was present, when the teacher was present, what, right? لا يسمى ذلك كلاما. It is not called kalam. Well, why? Right? وَلَوْ, so when you have a wow and low together, it can be translated as although, right? Okay, so although أنه لفظ مركب, okay? Even though أنه, even though that this phrase is a compound utterance, right? It's compounded, it's murakkab, right? The previous category that we needed. It has three different words: إذا, حضر, and أستاذ. من ثلاث كلمات. So from three letters. لأن المخاطب ينتظر ما تقوله بعد هذا مما يترتب على حضور الأستاذ. Okay, because, so why is it not, even though it's murakkab, why is this still not speech? Well, it's because it doesn't have mufid, right? It doesn't bring benefit. Because the one spoken to, right? Mukhatab, right? Mukhatab, right? The one being spoken to, he is waiting, yantadhiru, for what you are, going to say after it. From what comes after the presence of the ustad, as in he wants to know what happens after, what comes after yatarattabu, the presence of the teacher. Okay, when the teacher comes, okay, what comes after it, right? We're waiting for something, okay? إذا قلت إذا حضر أستاذ أنصتت تلاميذ, okay, that when the teacher came, the students, right? The students listened, okay, right, before they were all messing around. All right. صار كلاما لحصول الفائدة, right? So صار, it becomes, right? What becomes? Kalaman becomes this sentence here becomes speech by the attainment of a benefit, right? Of benefit, as in you receive a benefit hearing this speech, an understanding, a meaning that makes sense, right? And so that's why it's kalam, and it's murakkab, right? All right. Okay, now go to the next. If there's any questions about that, let me know. Okay, now for really the last section. ومعنى كونه موضوعا بالواضح عربي. Okay, so, and the meaning of it being conventional by Arabic convention. Okay, right, what does that mean? Okay, أن تكون, okay, الألفاظ المستعمل نعم المستعملات في الكلام من الألفاظ التي وضعتها العرب للدلالة على معنى من المعاني. Okay, so that the utterances, right? It's a jama', plural of lafz. The utterances, the mustamil, right? So look at the word, right? It's a form 10 it's it's on form 10. So it's like seeking work, right? All right, well, here it means like employed. So that he's not seeking work anymore. He's, alhamdulillah, he's employed in the sentence, okay? The employed utterances, all right, in speech, okay, from the utterances, those utterances that, and you could say, are put down or have been conventionalized, okay, uh, by by the Arab, okay, for للدلالة, for indicating meaning from, amongst meanings. Okay, what did I just say, right? So that these employed utterances, okay, that basically any expression, right, any sentence, right, that's said, it must be from those utterances that the Arabs used to use or used to say, right, or say now, right, and these utterances indicate a meaning amongst meanings, amongst the many meanings that are in the Arabic language. Okay, so that's what conventional means, right? Conventional is basically why in English do we say tree, right? Well, it's because so long ago, before Shakespeare, right? Someone decided, or for whatever reason, in the beginning of English language, tree was the word used, and that's been passed down, right? But you could also say shajara, right? Shajara, right? That's a tree in Arabic. They both mean the same thing. They're both indicating the same thing. Okay, so what's conventional is what is used in a language, right? Usually within a language belongs to a culture or society, etc. Used within a language for a long period of time, right? Generally, right? Conventional usage, right? We could say we use this is by conventional usage. We say this, right? Why did the Arabs use the word kalam for speech? Well, because that's what they were using for a long time. Somehow, at some point in time in the history of the language, it developed and became the word kalam. And there are different ideas about the origin of the Arabic language, but yeah. So that's what convention basically means. Okay, so let's go into what he says. مثلا حضر. Okay, so حضر, present, right? He is present. مثلا حضر كلمات وضعها، نعم، وضعها العرب لمعان. So حضر is a word that is placed by the Arab. It's set down by the Arab. It's conventionally used by the Arab with meaning, right? For meaning, excuse me, for meaning. As in hadara, that, like, if you're looking at this, like, imagine, quotation marks. Hadara, it indicates a meaning. What is its meaning, right? وهو حصول الحضور، right? في الزمان الماضي. And it is the I always forget how to, the attainment of presence in the past time, right? Okay, so what does hadara indicate? I mean, literally, ha, ma, ra. Those three letters put together, it's a sign, right? What does it indicate? It indicates a meaning, and used by the Arabs, right? The sign is the hadara is a sign used by the Arabs to indicate a meaning. What is that meaning? It is the attainment of the present. Sorry, the attainment of presence, like someone being present and there and in a particular place in the past, in past time, in time, in past time, in the past. Okay. وكلمات نعم وكلمات معطوف على هنا وكلمات محمد. Okay. قد وضعها, right? العرب لمعان. Okay, what are one of the signs of the verb قد, right? And it's past tense verb, so it can have two meanings, تحقيق or تقريب. So proximity, تقريب, or تحقيق, like surety almost. So you could say certainly. The Arab placed this, right, with a meaning. Why certainly? Right? Because Muhammad, right? Sallallahu alayhi wasallam, right? That's why he's saying certainly, right? Certainly this has a meaning by the Arabs, right? And it has a meaning. وهو وهو ذات الشخص المسمي بهذا المسمى بهذا الاسم. Okay, and it is the essence of a person, of the person, of the named person, right? When you're translating, you have two adjectives next to each other in Arabic, you start with the last one. And it is the essence of the named person, and right, with this name. So Muhammad, mim, ha, mim, dal, put together. When I say Ya Muhammad, right? Oh Muhammad, that is indicating someone, right? It's indicating, what is it indicating? It's indicating that person's essence. As in, when I say Muhammad, I'm referring to that person, right? And it's the one named Muhammad, okay? فَإِذَا قُلْتَ حَضَرَ مُحَمَّدٌ. And if you say, Muhammad, he was present. تكون قد استعمل استعملت كلمتين كل منهما مما وضعه العرب. Okay, and if you say Muhammad was present, it is certainly employed. Certainly you employ it, right? Istamilta, right? You are uttering this. You're using this phrase Hadara Muhammadun, right? You're employing it, using it, right? You're employing two words, and each one of the two is from the conventional usage of the Arab, right? It was placed down by the Arab at some point in time, right? So when you say this phrase, you're using you're employing two words from the conventional usage of the Arab, something like that. Inshallah. Afwan. Okay, بخلاف ما إذا تكلمت بكلام مما وضعه العجم. When you have be and khilaf, it is when you have be in front of khilaf, it is as opposed to, right? So we have one case, which is the Arabic, using the conventional usage of the Arabic language. Well, this is opposed to bi khilafin. What bi khilafin? What this is opposed to what what you speak. Literally, when you, I mean, not literally, but what he's trying to say is what I'm trying to translate it as when you speak with speech from the convention, right? The putting down the convention of the ajam, of the non-Arab, right? Right. So this is opposed to when you're putting down speech with meaning of the Arab, right? With the convention of the Arab. What's opposed to it? It's the putting down speech with the conventional usage of the non-Arab, right? Like Farsi, like Persian, right? Turkish, uh, Barbar, Berber, right? This speech, Franja, right? That's French, like parlez-vous français, right? That's French. Um, فإنه لا يسمى في عرف في عرف نعم في عرف علماء العربية كلاما. Okay. For indeed, نعم, for indeed these for indeed any of the speech that is used in one of these languages, it is not called you know, it is not called so alama'i arabi. So orphan, so this is actually pretty difficult to translate. So orphan is usage. It can be custom, but here it's like the usage in the language. So it is not called usage. Okay, sorry. Alamat is literally like a sign. Okay. And it can, in here, it can be in a technical term. So it is not called a conventional sign or a conventional usage of Arabic. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So it is not called a conventional sign of usage. Afwan, the hard phrase to translate. But basically that it is, you will not find any of the words in these languages or any of the phrases that you or sentences that you give from these languages. They do not fit the conventional usage of Arabic, of Arabiya, of the language Arabic, right? So they're not called speech in, there you go, they're not called speech in the conventional sign usage of Arabic. Alhamdulillah. There you go. Okay. Right? Alama'i can be like a sign, like a sign that you see, etc., or it can be an indicator. So it is not called speech in the conventional sign usage of Arabic. As in, a conventional sign is a word. A word is the best use of a conventional sign, and you'll learn this when you study mantiq, inshallah. A conventional sign is any word in any language that indicates a meaning, that meaning being what's behind the sign. So tree indicates the meaning of tree, just like shajra indicates the same meaning, right? All right, alhamdulillah. Okay. وإن سماه أهل اللغة نعم أهل اللغة الأخرى كلاما. And it is it is designated, right, by the linguists speech, right? So the linguists would actually call this speech, right? Because their definition of what kalam does not include موضوعا بالواد العربية. It does not include Arabic, conventional Arabic usage. So a linguist would say that any of the phrases from any language is speech. But the grammarians, because they're specifically Arabic grammarians, they say no, it has to come from the Arabic language. وأمثالة وأمثالة للكلام مستوافي الشروط. Okay, and examples for of speech of this is like mustawafi can be like complete or I guess you could say basically it's speech that fits this these shurut, these conditions that have all four umur, right? The four umur that we talked about, right? Al-kalamu huwa lafdhu muraqabul mufidu bil wadi', right? It is, right? Kalam is an utterance. Al-lafdhu muraqabul, compound. Al-lafdhu muraqabul mufidu, it's beneficial. Bil wadi', right? And it is applies to and it is from Arabic conventional usage. Okay, right? And these are examples. Go over them real quick, and then we can end for the night, inshallah. Al-jawu sahun. Okay, al-jawu sahun. So the weather is clear. Al-bustanu muthmirun. Right? The garden is fruitful. Right? Thamar is a fruitful. Muthmirun is fruitful, as in, it's springtime, and or I guess it's later than springtime, because spring is when fruits start growing. So, but anyway, the garden is full of fruits. Fruitful and bearing fruits. Al-hilalu sati'un, right? So, and the moon is bright. As-sama'u safiyatun, okay? The sky is clear. Yudi'u al-qamaru laylan, right? Okay, so the moon shines, right, in the night. Okay. Yanjahul mujtahidu, right? So, diligence, or either the mujtahid succeeds or diligence succeeds, as in you succeed with diligence, or the independent legal juristic reasoning person succeeds. Okay. La yuflihu al-kasulu, right? And the lazy one does not prosper, does not succeed. La ilaha illallah, right? Don't need to translate that. Right? There's no God but Allah. Okay, Muhammadun Safwatul Mursaleen, right? Muhammad is the like the best, the apex, best of the messengers. Allahu Rabbuna, Allah is our Lord. Muhammadun Nabiyuna, right? Muhammad is our prophet. Okay. Amthalu lil-lafzi al-mufrad. So examples of utterances that are singular utterances, right? Muhammadun, Ali, Ibrahim, Qama, right? Qama, standing, and min, from. Okay. وأمثالة للمراقب غير مفيد. So examples of compounded speech, but of compoundedness, but there's no benefit, so it's not speech, right? Kalaam, right? It's not Kalaam. Madinat al-Iskandariya. What about it, right? If someone said that to you, someone just walked to you on the street and said, the city of Alexandria, you'd probably very worried that I'd walk away. Okay, Abdullah, right? Servant of Allah, right? What about him? Hadramaut, right? Okay, so don't be fooled by this. Hadramaut is a place, it's a city. It comes actually from Hadramaut, like the place where death took place. And there's a story behind it and everything, and you'll learn about those types of words. There are words that are formed by sentences, by idafas. You'll learn them, inshallah. Low ansafa nas, okay, and I mean, I guess it's, and if the people are just, what, right? إذا جاءت شتاء, and if winter comes, what about it? Winter is coming, right? Okay. Mahma akhfal murai. Okay. Okay. And like perhaps mahma, and perhaps the hypocrite, he hides, right? It doesn't really make sense. In tala'at shamsu, if the sun appears, right? And we end there, right? Okay, so none of these are examples of kalam. They're muraqab, but they don't have benefit, and it needs to have all four things. So, alhamdulillah, that was just the Muqaddima, which we went over, the definition of Nahu, its subject matter, its benefit, its relation to other sciences, its founder, and its legal ruling, okay? And then this is just the introduction on who the author is. And then we went over the first line, al-kalamu lafdhu muraqabul mufidu bil wadi. So speech, it is utterance, it is a compounded utterance, well, it is a beneficial compounded utterance by convention, by the convention of the Arabs, right? And convention is just the common usage of the Arabs that has been sustained and was created, or it happened, in the history of the Arabic language. And we went over what exactly that is, what exactly this definition for kalam means, and the difference between what the Ahl Lugha, right, the linguists say, or lexicologists, I guess, and the grammarians. And we saw that grammar is composed of four matters, right? That it is lafdan, muraqabun, right? That kalam is composed of these four matters, and that lafdan, right, it must be a comprised sound, right, is a sound that is comprised of the letters of the Arabic alphabet, right? Whereas muraqaban, right, it was wherein we have two or more words combined together, right? Speech cannot be one word unless there's something implied, right? Taqdiran, we went over that, right? Unless it was joined with something implied, like Muhammad, men akhuka, who is your brother? Muhammadun, Muhammad. Okay, well, Muhammad is a single word. Why does it still count as speech? Because there's an implied Muhammadun akhi. Muhammad is my brother. It's taqdir. Okay. And then the last one, mufid, it brings benefit. As in when when the person who's speaking stops speaking, when the person who's speaking stops speaking, then the person who's listening does not require something else to finish it. Okay, as in the sentence makes complete sense and brought benefit to the listener. Unlike the sentence, إِذَا حَضَرَ الْأُسْتَاذ. Okay, when the teacher is present, what? Right? There's no benefit there. Okay, and there might be a better way to translate it rather than benefit. I'll look it up. Okay, and then of course the last one, right, is the meaning of it being conventional by Arabic convention. Okay, as in the utterances that were employed in the that they had to have been employed by Arabs in the past. You can't just make it up, right? It has to be from the Arabs, right? Okay, and even though that for the right Ahl-Lugha, speech from another language or phrases or sentences from another language is still counted as speech, right? But that's the difference between the grammarians and the linguists. Okay, and then we had examples. Okay, so that's alhamdulillah. That is the end of the